This is Bob Nightingale from USA Today. You're listening to Locked Up Sports.
Well, the Mets' offensive woes continue as they get one hit out at Citi Field this afternoon, a sweep by the Guardians. The Mets dropped 8 of 9. They are reeling right now, and then this is a different type of losing than they did in July. In July, it was the bullpen that couldn't get anybody out. It was the starters starting to struggle a couple weeks ago, and now it's the offense can't get anything going, period. Today was just a ton of empty at-bats. It was nothing really, besides the no-hit bid that Gavin Williams took into the 9th inning and was, ruined. Soto somehow hit a home run and ruined the afternoon for everybody. So, I mean, you can't make this stuff up. Everybody's blaming now. Is it Alonso? The pressure of the Darryl Strawberry and the home run chase. Listen, this isn't a home run chase. Okay, the Mets all-time home run leader at 252 is not some prestigious thing. I don't know why everyone gets all wrapped up in it. Like, is it really important to you that when Alonso passes him, are you going to be upset if you don't see it, if you're not watching the game? Are you going to be upset if you're not at the game when Alonso passes him? I mean, let's be real. It's not 400 or 500 home runs. It's 252 home runs. The Mets have never had somebody hit 300 home runs. Let's not get bent out of shape and blow this season, which could have been something great and still can be, by having Alonso and the team and people struggle with it. Come on. 250 home runs? Come on. It's a little, too much, to be talking about. And I'm not saying that is the reason why the Mets can't hit. And I'm sure it's not. But I've heard that now a couple of places, like, oh, is Alonso feeling the pressure? What pressure? You got like another 7 years of your career, probably, or at least you got another 2 months. You better hit 2 home runs in the next 2 months. I mean, come on. But the story today was Gavin Williams, 8 2/3, 1 hit, 1 run, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts. He was brilliant. The Mets couldn't touch him, but they can't touch anybody at this point. They let the last 14 batters retired in a row last night, and they just carried it right into to this afternoon, where they got 1 hit for 8 innings, where they got no hit for 8 innings. And Peterson has now not been good in 2 straight starts. And now you got to start to worry about this pitching staff, this starting staff. Minaya was not very good the other night. Peterson has not been good for a couple starts. He's now just 7-5. Montas is been trash now for 4 weeks, almost a month here. You got to get something going here. The Mets really don't have much time to figure this out, because they go to Milwaukee starting tomorrow for 3 games, or for 3 games, and then they come back home, and it's the Braves and the Phillies. Now, the Braves obviously are having a down year. They're not doing anything, but it's still the Braves, and the Mets historically don't play well against the Braves. And then it's the Phillies, and you don't want to have that Phillies series. The Phillies come into that series at Citi Field next week and have them have a chance to bury the Mets. And right now, they could possibly have that chance. Now, the Mets got lucky today. The Phillies lost, so it's still 2.5. But it feels like a lot more than 2.5 right now. It feels like it's a lot worse. And like I said, we'll leave it to Juan Soto, who I don't have a problem with him really this year. And I think he's playing well. He's putting up numbers. He had a rough start. But leave it to Juan Soto to add to the detractors list that he hits a home run and he ruins everybody's day. Because the Mets were never coming back in that game, in that 9th inning. They weren't coming back. They're scoring 4 runs in an inning. Mets don't score 4 runs a game. They weren't going to get 4 runs in the ninth, so Soto went up there, hit a home run, and ruined everybody's day. That's the stuff you can't make up. Now, Peterson, 6 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. Not great, right? Not terrible, but not great. Not an ace. David Peterson, when you have your ace and you're in a losing streak and you're reeling like the Mets are, your ace is supposed to step in there and throw a 2-hit shutout or give up 1 run in 7 innings. Not 4 runs, because the Mets don't score 4 runs right now. He'll have 2 home runs, too. The long ball has suddenly become a problem for everybody on this staff. The bullpen's been fantastic. It's been good. But the starting staff is now an issue. It's now, kind of rearing its ugly head, and it's turning into the staff that we were all afraid it was going to be at the beginning of the season. And I don't know how long they're waiting to bring these kids up, McLean and Sproat, but you got to get them on the first bus down from Syracuse tomorrow. We'll get them on the first plane to Milwaukee out of Syracuse. Because it's gotta be better than it's been now. And I know the offense is the main problem. I get that. But these guys are proven major league hitters. They will break out of it. Alonso will finally, hit the 2 home runs and he'll go on a tear. Alonso is a power hitter. Power hitters are notoriously streaky. That's coming eventually. Soto will do it too. Hopefully today, the home run in the 9th inning is the start of it. So it wasn't, for naught about the blowing the no-hitter. Lindor will come out of it. I mean, you're talking about 2 Hall of Fame players in Lindor and Soto, and Alonso, who's, slowly making his way there. The rest of the lineup, nothing. I mean, nothing. Obviously, they were 1 hit today, so Soto was the only hit today. But, I mean, you got Vientos, who's hitting 209. He's in your lineup every day. You got Nimmo's 254, like we said. You got Lindor has now fallen down to under 250. He was leading off again today. Mendoza tries to spark the lineup with the top of the lineup. He tries to mess around with that. So put guys at second, hitting first, lead off. He messes around with the top of the order. It's not working now. And how many times are we going to have Mendoza sit up there and say, we're getting tired of it? He doesn't really even seem that upset. And last night, do I really need to see Lindor swinging at a pitch at his eyes and then a big smile on his face and turn around and pat the catcher and the chest protector? Listen, I don't need to see that. When you've lost 7 of 8 or 8 of 9 and you're sinking like a rock in August, I don't want my star player, my captain or supposed captain, to be smiling when he strikes out swinging through a pitch above his eyes and then turns around and gives the catcher a pat like they're all buddies. You're friends with them, fine. Then not during the game. Not when you strike it out. Not when we're paying our good money to go watch this garbage. Because right now, that's what it is. It's garbage. The Mets offense doesn't do anything. They don't hit with runners in scoring position. They haven't hit with runners in scoring position all year. It's a big problem. And if they ever can get it together and get to October, it's going to be a problem there. Because they're not going to be able to just flip the switch and turn it on and start hitting with runners on second and third, right? It's not going to happen. This team relies on the home run. They rely on Alonso or Lindor to put them on their back and go with it. And that's how this team wins. And then have Diaz to be at the back end of it. But if it's not one thing, it's another thing with this team all year. Earlier in the season, it was the offense. Then it was the bullpen that couldn't get anybody out. Now then it was the starting rotation that all got hurt. Now it's the offense that can't hit the water if it jumps out of a boat. I mean, come on. They spend and it's like they fixed the problem at the very moment. Whatever the problem was at the trade deadline, that's what they went after. And I get it, but the offense now is an issue. You can't have a team where it's just one guy's going to carry the team. If Lindor doesn't hit, the Mets don't win. And if you look at the numbers and the numbers of when he gets hits and then the Mets record of when he's in the game, if Lindor doesn't hit and Lindor is going bad or Lindor is not in the lineup, the Mets don't win. Period. And you better get it fixed fast. Whatever it is, you better get it fixed fast because you only have a couple days before the Phillies come in here. And if they're 5 games up on the Mets when they come in here, they have a chance to bury them in those 3 games at Citi Field. And then you put all this capital and stuff into these rentals and everything for nothing. For nothing. Peterson now 7-5. He kept the 6-inning streak thing going. Yeah, he went 6 innings for the 15th time, 16th consecutive time. I'm sorry, 6th consecutive time. Like, if we're looking for records, we're full of records over here. We got Alonso's about to pass him. We got Peterson with his 6th inning thing. How about getting some hits? And for Christ's sakes, the other night on Friday night, the third base coach, can you send Taylor and make him make a play? They're clearly struggling to score runs. And he holds them up at third base. And I know Alonso was 4 for 4 that day, but what are the chances of, how many 5-hit games really are there in the big leagues a season? Not many. Listen, when you're struggling to score runs, just send them like that. If it's going to be close, send them. Make the other team make the play. Now, that's the other night, but still, come on. And the Mets now are 2.5 games. That's the first time in, I think, 7 weeks that they're more than 2 games between them and the Phillies. I said just 2 days ago that I think, it's going to be, just a back and forth. And then what happened? The whole thing falls apart. And like I said, you got about, a week, less than a week to fix this offense. And don't tell me fire the hitting coach, because I'm sick of hearing firing the hitting coach. The hitting coach does nothing. Don't you get the hitting coach does nothing? They don't change these guys' swings. These guys watch film of their own swings. They've had the same batting stance since 3rd grade. Stop with the pitching coach. At some point, you got to blame the players. Everybody wants, get rid of the hitting coach. The hitting coach stinks. Come on. He probably does stink as a coach, but that's not why they're not hitting. They're not hitting because the Mets all slump at the same time. They're like women on their periods at work. One gets up, one goes into a slump, then 2 days later, the other one starts a slump, and then before you know it, the whole middle of your lineup and 7 out of 9 players in your lineup can't hit for a lick. And it's tough to watch. It's tough to watch. It really is. If it wasn't for the no-hitter going, I would have turned that game off in the 7th inning. It's just one after another. The Mets hit miles worth of pop-ups. Miles. They grounded the double plays. They make bad plays like the other day on defense. They leave runners all over the bases when they do get hits. How did the Mets got one hit today? They left 4 men on base. Come on. So they got to go to Milwaukee tomorrow night. And what is it? Is it Montas tomorrow? Montas tomorrow? Great. You better start hitting. That's all I'm going to say is you better start hitting. If Montas is going to be pitching tomorrow, you better start hitting. And you better be able to score 6 or 7 runs because Montas has not been good. And I really do. I think Montas is going to just stink up the joint. Next time he's out there, he's going to get thrown off the mound, and that's going to be the last time we see him starting the game in a long time. But why even bother to go there when we all know what's going to happen? We all know Montas is not going to go out there and throw a 3-hit shutout with 7 innings and 1-run ball. He's not going to do that. He's going to go out there. He's going to give you like 6 runs in 4 innings or 5 innings. And then you're going to say, oh, okay, now it's time for Sproat. We gave him one more chance. Because now you're reeling. Now you could possibly be 4 games out in just a couple days, and then it starts to get, then you start looking like the Yankees situation that they're in. Yankees won today, by the way. But I mean, they're calling for Boone's head now. I don't think it would get to that point with Mendoza here this year, because I think he does have a free year, and it's earned, it's deserved. After last year, I'm okay with it. But I mean, what are you gonna do? These guys are professional players now. All right, get yourself out of the slump. Don't turn and blame the hitting coach. Don't blame the manager. Don't blame the lineup. Don't blame the defense. Don't blame the pitching. Sit in that box and fix your hitting. We're only asking you to succeed 3 out of 10 times. The pitching is, but as like I said, the starting pitching is really what I'm most worried about, because these guys will fix the hitting. Its question is, will they fix it too late? Will they be 7 out behind the Phillies when they finally decide to, okay, we got to get this thing going, and they start hitting again? Because all they got the last 2 days was a home run from Juan Soto that ruined everybody's day, even the Mets fans. So that does it there. Listen, I just had to get this off my chest. I was pissed off today about this game. I was going to go to the game. Thank God he didn't throw the no-hitter. I mean, good thing he didn't throw the no-hitter, because that's just my luck. I was going to go, and the one of the few games I don't go to this year is a no-hitter. That would have been just icing on the cake. So tomorrow, the Mets are in Milwaukee. Milwaukee is a tough team. They're one of the hotter teams in baseball. It's not going to be easy. They are now, and now all of a sudden a 1-5 road homestand here, and Citi Field is not the house of wins that it's been for the whole season anymore. It's just not. I mean, give all the credit. But and it's still an electric atmosphere there. Now, today was camp day. It was the middle of the week. I get it. It's not going to be, and they're not hitting. When a team's not hitting, it's a dead ballpark. But those night games, those Friday night, Saturday night game, it's the place to be in New York. It's Citi Field, and it's a electric playoff type atmosphere. Every seat is full. They got 40,000 there today. 40,000 is not easy to get on an Wednesday afternoon, 1:00 game. But this thing can go down the tubes if they don't get it together. They got to figure out what they're doing with the rotation. They got to get these kids up. They're clearly bringing them up. What the hell are you waiting for? I would promote Jonah Tong next week to AAA. I would bring up Sproat and McClain tomorrow and start sorting this thing out. Because half of these Mets are playing merry-go-round with the positions here for most of this season. You got McNeil, who's finally found a home at second base, but he was all over the place. He played 3 innings in right field, center field 2 innings, shortstop for 3 innings. It was like a Little League game. But so the Mets lose today, 4-1. They get 1 hit. Gavin Williams, brilliant start. 1 hitter into the no hitter into the 9th inning. 8 1/3 no hit baseball from Gavin Williams, and it was ruined by a Soto home run to dead center field. The only run the Mets scored today, the only hit the Mets got today, and still looking for our first no hitter of 2025. It's not going good. This is the first time that the Guardians have ever swept the Mets in Queens. Take that from what will. They're playing well, and I don't want to have to be coming here in like 3 days ago. Watch out, because the Marlins are only 2 games back. Luckily for the Mets, Phillies lost today 5-1. So they remain 2.5 back. Got to get it started tomorrow. Got to get this thing going. Unfortunately, I believe it is Montas pitching tomorrow. Maybe Senga. I should know that. I should know who's pitching tomorrow, but I don't. I will look up. But even if it's Senga's, we're going to give you, 3-4 innings? They need some length out of this starting staff. They need Peterson to come in and pitch like an ace, because an ace comes in there today. If he's a true ace, he comes in today and he pitches 2-hit, 1-run baseball for 7 innings and stops this losing streak. That's what an ace does. That's why you have an ace, because he stops prolonged streaks like this. Now the Mets have been very average now for 3 months. Very average. The 9 games under 500, I believe, since June. Mets lose 4-1 tomorrow. Back at it in Milwaukee. Mets are now 63-52. 11 games over 500. 2.5 behind the Phillies in the NL East. So a one-hitter today from Gavin Williams. Brilliant job. Congratulations to him. That's going to do it for us. Mets better get it going. I'm Bob Walters. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. If you need to find the links where to find us, go to lockedupsports.net/follow, and you will see all of our links there. If you want to watch us, we're on Twitch, we're on YouTube, we are on all the social medias, TikTok, Twitter, or X, Facebook, all of them, LinkedIn. If you want to hear us, you can head over to our website, lockedupsports.net, or you can go to anywhere that you find podcasts. But your best bet is to go over to that follow, lockedupsports.net/follow, and then you can pick where you want to watch or listen to us. So enjoy your evening, everybody. Enjoy your Wednesday evening. We'll talk to you tomorrow. I'm Bob Walters from the Brian Gunzel Studios. See ya.